to the I to the N to the A, better known as BBBD. A motivating, captivating personality with weight loss, hair care, yeah, you know with me. Much more than a diva, hard hitter, never quitter, and a winner, so you know that I will. Seek to educate, regulate, never violate, never teach and hate, but I will participate at a high rate in living my life much like it is golden. Blessing brains with the knowledge and the skills to be real while they pass steadily unfolding. I'm blessing everything I do, I keep it real and true, so to my viewers I can get through. I'm on the quest to change and grow, I let my spirit flow freely to my high calling. On the real, I appreciate your love, I'm repping God above, and with this I'm never falling. On a quest for amazing, for greatness, anticipating, amazed that so long you viewed. I'm so glad to be here with you.
YouTubers, it's your girl, Beautiful Brown Baby Doll, and I'm first going to say to those of you who are just now joining in on the series, this is Chronicles of a Nappy-Headed Professional, and that includes a video 1 and also a video 2. So make sure that you check out both of those before watching this one, or you can watch this one first and watch them in any order that you want. But where am I coming from? First of all, to let you know who I am a prime example of a nappy-headed professional. I am a 27-year-old African-American woman who is a doctorate level psychologist and also a professor. And so I understand many different walks of life at a young age. And have been through many different things. So this topic is really near and dear to me because it's almost like my memoirs, almost like what I went through when I was going through school, when I was becoming a professional, when I was being equipped with the knowledge that I needed to get to where I'm going. And I want to share those experiences with you all because I get so many questions about education and how I got here and what I did and all of those different things. And I think people really need to see the struggle because we often see people and we're like, oh, she doesn't have to worry about anything because she does this or she did that. You know, I came through a lot to get to where I am, and it was a sacrifice on all ends. It was a sacrifice as a part of my life. It was a sacrifice because I feel like I left a lot of people behind, and it was a sacrifice for many other reasons. So let me get into the topic at hand. I've talked about so many different things already with the Chronicles of a Nappy-Headed Professional. I feel like I'm all over the place when I talk about it because I do feel so strongly about it. But tonight, it's going to be about I deserve to be here too. And just for all of you all who are not African Americans, because I know a lot of you all watch my channel that are not African American, nappy-headed professional does not just stand for being an African American woman or man. It also stands for anything that makes you different in any part of your walk of life while you're trying to go upon an endeavor and a journey to become what it is you need to become. So it's whatever it is that can be seen as a blessing or a curse. So that's my chronicles as a nappy-headed professional. So let me get into it. Guys, I have learned so much about the world in my pursuit of my education and becoming a professional and becoming who I am, because I think this all ties in. And so that's why I made this video. I deserve to be here too. I deserve to be here. I'm going to start this by saying I was once told that a comment was made that a young man stated, you know, you black people that are around are not as bad as I thought you would have been, and usually I'm judgmental first and then I let you prove me wrong. So and that was something taken from a friend of mine. I'm not going to say her name because I don't really want to reveal their identities. But that was said by a young white man. And to me, that automatically set it up. And this happened to be a person that was close in our professionalism and in our professional pursuits. And to me, it felt like that's what I would always be viewed as. You know, someone who kind of just got here because I got here. And, you know, maybe because I'm black, I got here. Maybe because I look different, or I served as the diversity of the program, or as the diversity of whatever I was doing. That's why I am here. And that makes me absolutely upset, because I think a lot of times the misconception is, you know, a minority, blah, blah, blah. You know, you come in as a minority, you automatically came in because you are a minority. And for me, that kills me, because I've put in so much work, and probably even more than your average student or young professional. I always feel the need to go above and beyond the call of duty, because I never want my professionalism to be spoken horribly of. And I've seen that happen. I've seen where, you know, for one person, for one group or ethnic group, it's okay to do certain things, but for another is not. And I think that comes in facing the reality of the world right now. I think that also comes with us realizing where we stand on that, because a lot of us have not educated ourselves enough to know that racism and prejudice is real. It is, and it's a part of everyday life. I often tell people, you know, and I tell my real good friends that are not nappy-headed professionals, or that are not African American, that most people wouldn't want to walk a day in my shoes. Everything is thought out very carefully. I'm always trying to think about my steps. I'm always trying to think about the impression that I make. Though I'm very confident in who I am. I am very confident in me. I wouldn't be here today if I hadn't gained that confidence. But at the same time, I do feel like I could be under a microscope a little bit more than my counterparts. And so that being said, I've always had to feel like I have to prove that I deserve to be there, because there are many people who feel that I don't. And I get emotional when I think about that, because I worked hard. I've worked hard on my schooling. I've worked hard on my appearance, because a lot of people don't like to hear this. But and this might ruffle a lot of feathers, but appearance is everything. Appearance, unfortunately, should not be everything. It should not be everything, but it is. So you heard me say that. I know that people will argue that point, and I'm telling you, I don't agree with it, but it is. We often have to try to go with the grain instead of against it, and prove that we deserve to be there by our own right, by following a lead. And what I've learned, though, with me is I've often slid through by being the outlier. I like being who I am. I like showing people who I am. I like to show them that I have done so much, that I am cultured, that I am intelligent, that I am professional, that I have it together, that I have many different talents, and a lot of times more so than my counterparts. And I've been blessed with many wonderful counterparts and close friends that are not like me, but will often comment on how hard I work. And the thing is, I think you don't take time to think about how hard you work when you're in that position, whatever walk of life that you're in. But you do. You have to push harder in order to be notarized. I feel like a lot of times, and I'm hoping I'm speaking to both sides here, it's important to realize how the shoes fit on other people's feet. You need to understand what another person is going through. And even this is another misconception, is that just because I'm a nappy-headed professional, I understand the journey and the struggles of another nappy-headed professional. I don't. Because all of our journeys and struggles are different. You have middle class, you have upper class, and you have low SES. And I kind of float somewhere between low SES and middle class as a child. I did. And to me, I had a lot of people around me who had both parents, who had a lot of things, and I felt that they were worthy and deserving, but I always had to fight harder to show that I was worthy and deserving of my education, that I was worthy and deserving of my rankings, that I was worthy and deserving of my test scores, that I had to study above and beyond what everybody else did in order to get to where I needed to go. But I'm going to speak to you all today about that and how to get rid of that insecurity, because it is quite a bit of an insecurity. To me, getting rid of that insecurity is pretty much saying to yourself, I deserve to be here. I'm here because of my own right. Not because somebody wrote a letter. Not because somebody made it so I could be here. I had to have credentials and a backing of my own in order to get here. I'm the best at what I do, and nobody can tell me any different. I make mistakes, but everybody else does as well. But it not in just those mistakes, but what do I do after I make those mistakes is what's important. You must begin to tell yourself daily that you're worth it, that you have made this, and you have continued to be the best representation of yourself that you could possibly be. You often have to pat yourself on the back and say, I am okay just the way that I am. And I'll let y'all in on something. I know I mentioned I am a professor. I want to tell you that on my interview, I went in as just myself. And it had to be the powers that be. It had to be God. Because that whole weekend, as confident as your girl is, let me let you in on something. That whole weekend, my whole stressor, and other YouTubers will speak to you on this because I spoke to other big YouTubers about this before I went. I knew I really, really wanted this position. It's an awesome position. Couldn't pass it up. But at the same time, I struggled with how I should wear my hair. How I should wear my hair. I have all this nappy hair on my head. How was I going to wear my hair? And something came to me. I want to say like Saturday into it. I had discussed different hairstyles with people. I had come up with these different ideas. And what I decided the best thing to be was me. So I went in there with my suit on because y'all know your girl likes to dress anyway. So that was nothing. I was going to put on the suit. But I went in there with my suit on, but I also had a puff. And y'all want to know something? It wasn't a puff in the back of my head. It was a puff right here. I'll take y'all to the picture of that puff. That puff sat beautifully on top of my head. And you know what? Those professionals who did not look like myself accepted me for just who I was and were just fine with that. My credentials were what was important. So what I'm saying with that is this, not just to African Americans, not just to anybody, not just to nappy-headed professionals. What I'm saying to you is, wherever you are, you have to go in with the confidence that you deserve to be where you want to be. You have to go in with that idea and that spirit that you are deserving. And more than deserving, you've earned it. You also have to show your level of knowledge and show your education and show what you have. And if you don't have an education, show what you've learned, period. Point blank. You have to not allow what we think society wants to push us back. We have to be tenacious in our pursuit of what it is that we want. Because if we're not, nobody's going to do it for us. Nobody. And guess what? I don't think anybody even noticed that my hair was sitting there on top of my head, as beautifully nappy as it was. I think they were more intrigued with my confidence, with me coming into the room just as I am and speaking on a level of professionalism and being able to converse with them and being able to relate with them. I think that they appreciated that much more than my hairstyle. And I think a lot of times we allow our own people who do look like us, to tell us what's right and what's wrong about us. We're all different. We're all different. So one other woman might have went in with her hair straightened, but you know what? That's not me. I don't wear my hair straightened. I wear my hair all over my head, beautifully all over my head. So therefore, and I'm not knocking anybody who does, but it's because of that whole idea that I'm not professional because my nappy hair is all over my head. And that's not the case. That's not the case. So I want everybody to kind of check yourself wherever you are in your life. If you don't feel that you deserve to be there, nobody else can feel that for you. If you don't feel that you have gained enough knowledge and enough strength to hold your own, then everybody else is going to feel the same way you feel about yourself. So make sure that you are the reflection of what you want to see. Make sure that you are reflecting what it is you think you are. Because otherwise people will take advantage of your insecurities and drive you back to where you cannot make any progress. So that's what I want to share with you all in this chronicle. I have so much more to come in this, and I'm sorry guys if I get emotional on this, but this is a big part of my life. This is my life. I'm only 27 years old, and when I think about that, you know, I've only lived a little bit over a quarter of a century, and I feel that I've attained so much knowledge because I desired to attain so much knowledge, because I stepped out of a box. And I also learned that unless I took it, nobody was going to give it to me. So you make sure you keep that in mind, guys. And the next video, I promise you, is going to be hot like fire. So, and I'll be reporting to you all from Texas. Let me just say this now. Make sure that you head over to www.beautifulbrownbabydoll.com for more information on natural hair care, weight loss tips, relationships. I have some wonderful guest bloggers over there, and I also have some natural hair regimens and a lot of natural hair spotlights that you might share your hair type with. So you'll want to go over and check that out. Also follow me on Twitter and like my Facebook page. I wanted to make sure that you all know I have started to do Facebook and Twitter shout outs. So I call them shouts of love. So if you follow and tweet me, you will get a follow back and you get a tweet back. I tweet everybody back. So make sure that you do that, guys. Beautiful brown baby doll. Check me out on the next entry. Make sure you check out videos 1 and video 2 of this chronicle. Thanks. Peace.